All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. This is our GMC tweet of the night from Jerry Dulac. While TJ Watt is acclaimed as one of the premier edge rushers in the league, Alex Highsmith isn't that far behind his early pace. Highsmith has 21.5 sacks in his first 38 NFL games, just 4 behind Watt's total, 25.5 in his first 38 starts. So, hey, before we get to the phone calls, we want to tell you about a special event happening this weekend at Highmark Stadium. The Premier Rugby Sevens Eastern Conference Finals are taking place in Station Square this Saturday, July 22nd at 3 o'clock. We have some tickets to give away to one lucky caller. Our producer, Steve, will let you know if you won the tickets, and you can go check out the professional rugby action this Saturday at Highmark Stadium. All right, Chris, I wanted to get into this a little bit. We saw Denzel Mims was available. I guess he's going to get traded to Detroit. I know the Steelers, there were reports out there that the Steelers and the Patriots were looking into it. But it sounds like all Detroit really gave up was a 6th-round pick and got a 7th-round pick and Denzel Mims back. And this is a guy, I mean, he's unproven, only 42 receptions, but has elite speed. He could take the top off some defenses. He seems like a kind of guy the Steelers could use right now.
Well, yeah, and obviously he didn't have his choice in where he was going because he was getting traded. But can you imagine what kind of crazy times we're living in? I mean, if you're being objective and looking at the way these teams all finished up last season and the way Detroit's offense played, how many times in the last 25 years could you be a player on the trade block and say, man, I hope to go to Detroit. Man, I hope I go to Detroit. Not the Patriots, not the Steelers. Please let me go to the Lions. But seriously, the Lions are a more fun team than certainly the other two that were interested in his services reportedly. I'm glad that they were at least connected to it. That suggests to me that Omar Khan's trying to improve his offense, and they need to. I hate to be the bearer of bad news because everyone got mad when I said I wasn't crazy about the Highsmith deal. It's an average deal for a really good guy and a good player, but not an elite player. But this team isn't going to go anywhere unless that defense is 2000 Ravens level or Kenny Pickett in the offense pick it up and start playing high-flying football, because that's the way you win anymore in the NFL.
What do you think happens if the Steelers have a similar offensive performance to last year? Does Matt Canada come back? Does he get fired in the middle of the season? I mean, what happens?
They won't fire him in the middle of the season. I think they would quietly demote him, and he would still be the OC, but maybe somebody else would call plays. But they'd have nobody to blame but themselves because they had chances to let him go. People thought they'd let him go, and they didn't. Art Rooney seemed to be happy with the way they ran the ball in the second half. I just think a lot of people in a lot of influential positions within the franchise have a pretty antiquated view of how you need to go about winning football games on the offensive side of the ball in 2023. We've seen ground and pound, tough defense, and good coaching and how far it takes a team. Look at the Tennessee Titans. They had Derrick Henry, a pretty good quarterback suddenly in Ryan Tannehill, but it only got them so far to an AFC title game where they really got their doors blown off.
Let's go out to JB in Shadyside. How you doing, JB?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, thanks for calling.
Okay, so I think Sherrington is not the right guy because he came from a big market, and he has to adjust to a small market where you have to be budgeted, and he cannot do it. He's a bad hire. Sucks because I mean, I don't know who they can get now, but.
Well, I mean, look, he was an analytical guy, and I mean, he did a similar job.
He did good work in Toronto getting some young guys. I mean, he has a track record of being able to get some young players, but anybody that's the general manager of this team, again, this is hard truths night apparently on the nightly sports call, is going to have to be nearly perfect in terms of the big talent acquisition swings they make in the draft, and then they are going to have to acquire players either on the lower level free agent market or via trade that end up being like home run trades or home run signings. Neil Huntington did it for a couple of years and caught lightning in a bottle, but that is absolutely the gravity of the task that you're up against as Pirates general manager.
Yeah, it's not so much a Pirates issue. It is, but it's more of a Major League Baseball issue. A salary floor would fix a lot of this. And so until that happens, I think the Pirates, we're going to be complaining about the same things. All right, we're going to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls coming up next. Stay right there.